Hello everyone, welcome to Know Knowledge Now. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dwiandini. You can call me Syifa. My study number 25020213. My study program is Indonesian Language and Literature Education, and my friend.
Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Arnika Shaukyaiwieta. You can call me Arnika. My study number 2502020011, and my study program is Indonesian Language Literature Education.
Today we are going to discuss a very important topic: why English matters so much for college students and how it shapes your future.
That's right, English is not a subject, it's a reward skill you will use in job communication, research, or even networking.
To guide us, we have a fantastic friend. Let's welcome to Syifa.
Hello sis, how are you today?
I'm feeling very good to be here with you guys. Thank you so much for having me in this very opportunity.
Please introduce yourself to viewers, sis.
Alright, hi viewers, and also hi. My name is Roya, but you know my classmates and the people on the internet call me Hidora. It's like my name with a yeah. And I am a student in the third semester of English Literature, and I study here in Indonesian University, UNED.
Nice to meet you, sis.
Yeah, nice to meet you guys.
Let's start with the simple question. Why is English so important for college study today?
Oh, this question is asked a lot, and as a college student itself, I think it's very important for us to learn English because you know nowadays the jobs are open widely, globally, and to get that job opportunity, it is very important for us to at least understand, at least be fluent in English, you know, and also English opens more access to like you know AI, the news technology, and also maybe like to news findings like researcher something that will be very helpful if we know English. And also I think some knowledge like you know some advanced research are in English. So as a student who does a lot of study, does a lot of research, I think it is very essential for us to have understanding in English, or maybe to be able to speak fluently and understand it.
Okay. Yes, second question is,
Alright.
Why is English proficiency now the best explanation rather than a bonus card for any helpful career?
Oh, yeah. You know, nowadays when jobs are getting bigger, getting wider globally, and then English as the international language become the best line, no longer the bonus skill. I think that is because you know more people coming study for English, people are being better in English, and then the English usage, the English speakers are just being wider. That means by that it makes English is not a real thing anymore. People are like maybe 80%, I don't know how many percent of English speakers are in this world, but that must be a lot because English itself is an international language. And then it will be the best line to connect it, to communicate when you have a job that is global. And I mean, if we say high value career,
Yes.
high value career, I think in high value career itself, it is very important to understand or to be fluent in English because that means in high value career, it's probably being global. And with being global, that means it's not just going to stay in this country, right? So you're probably going to go to Europe, you're probably going to go to Africa, America, or other countries. And in that countries, you are not going to speak bahasa Indonesia or bahasa Jawa, right? What you will speak with English, because you know other people that you're going to work with in global job also not coming from Indonesia or not only coming from like, the closest region from Malaysia or others, probably coming from France, probably coming from America, and probably they speak other languages than English too. But English is the best line to communicate with each other. So maybe nowadays the bonus skill is probably like the usage of social media, and like if you are excellent in using it, or maybe like Chinese is now becoming like I think it now becoming the bonus skill because Chinese is bigger, getting bigger, right? Yeah.
Okay, next question. So let's talk about tips. What are your best tips and tricks for students when to speak English confidently in public?
Well, speaking in public is one of the biggest problems.
Yes.
The biggest fear of students, if they want to go confidently. I think coming out speaking English in front of public is, in Indonesia, in our environment, we do not have the very perfect environment for it. I mean, some people are just being judgmental to us who try to speak English, and then they will say, so English loh. Yeah, well, it happened to me too, some people just being judgmental. That's probably why we're not being confident in speaking English in public. But when it comes to tips and tricks, I think there are several tips you can try. First, maybe try to speak with yourself first. I mean, you usually speak with yourself, right? Either in your room, in front of your mirror, or wherever you are speaking with yourself in. That can be a way to it. So once you are used to speaking, then you can just try to speak with other friends. Maybe you can find a partner who also learns English, or maybe you can also get a friend from other country that is already fluent, or maybe just like the same learners like you. You can communicate with them, and then by that you can practice it. It will be very practical, and also it will help so much in improving your language skill, your speaking skills. Yes.
I want to ask, but usually you practice for exercise, you choose the technique.
Practical technique that I choose. Yeah, I think I do use this technique a lot. The one that I mentioned earlier. So here is a story of me speaking English. May I share it?
Yeah,
So it all started in COVID-19. I was very lonely. Were you guys very lonely at COVID-19?
Yes, I'm very bored in the house.
Yeah.
I think I'm in class or teaching in class, yes.
Oh wow! Well, you know what? In COVID-19, I couldn't go anywhere. I just stuck, at my house. We're being quarantined, quarantine. And then there was time where I was so bored. I had no one to talk to, and I was like, all right, let's just look for a friend. And then I got one. She's coming from India, and yeah, she doesn't speak my language, like Bahasa Indonesia, nor did I speak Hindi or Malayalam or any language that she speaks. And then I was like, I really want to be friends with her, and I was like, okay. We had the very first video call that time, and then I couldn't understand a thing. I only came on my head like yes, no, just like that. And then it motivated me to, okay, let's just start learning English. And then I started to using maybe app like Duolingo, but most of the time I watch YouTube, and also I practice it in that time immediately. Like I was texting with her, I'm trying to like, okay, did I do it right? I check on the translation, I check, there was not ChatGPT, right? So I use like Google Translate, like this doesn't sound right. You know how Google Translate works, yeah. Sometimes you want to say this, but it also means another thing. So it was very hard, but I'm so glad that she helped me in in learning, in practicing. We had so much video calls. We watch movie together. I also started to understand English, and now I can watch movie without subtitles. That's one of the achievements. Yeah. So I think the practical tip that you probably have to try is try to speak. I mean, don't be afraid to make mistakes on pronunciation. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't think about it. As long as the partner understand what you say, then it's good.
Next question. Moving to technology, AI, coding, scientific research. Much of this cutting-edge content originates in English. Why has translation technology replaced the need for fluency here?
I think the technology, especially the translation technology, hasn't replaced the fluency yet because it's still very important for us. It is like, wait. I'm kind of nervous, sorry. This question kind of hard, But yeah, when it comes to fluency, it is very important for us. Most of the technology like AI, coding, and what else? Research, scientific research. These are usually come first in English. And even though we have the best translation technology, it will not give us as much as the human fluency. Like for instance, let's imagine like this. Where are you guys coming from?
I'm from Purwokerto.
Oh, Purwokerto. I mean, I'm myself from Banten, so as a Pekalongan and Purwokerto person, you probably know nothing about Banten. I mean, like, have you been there? Maybe you have to try someday. Go to Banten. We have a lot of beaches anyway. Alright, come back to the topic. So let's just take an example. As a Banten person, as a Bantenian, I know a lot of places about Banten in Banten. I know a lot of things about Banten. I know like the habits of the people, and you probably as Purwokertonian also know the habit of Purwokerto people. I mean, like what is the tradition there, or maybe like what is the hidden gem. I mean, you probably know the cafe that not most people know in Pekalongan, and like that. That's because you already understand it. You already know to the very detail about your own city, right? About your own place. And when I am an outsider, let's just say it that way. I'm an outsider, and then I come to. I'm sorry, I can forget.
It's okay. Just slow.
For example, I come to Purwokerto, and then you will have no problem understanding it. I mean, like you can go wherever you want. You maybe like, you were bored and you need a place to study in a quiet, also outside, and then you can just go to the hidden gem that you have, that you know. But as an outsider, when I travel to Purwokerto, I may need some people to help, maybe a guide. Like, where should I go? What is the best place in Purwokerto and Pekalongan? I didn't know that, but I use guide, and then this guide works the same as the technology translation. When it comes to that, if we use the translation technology for it, we're just going to get the surface knowledge. Yeah, we're not going to dive deep into it. But when you have the fluency, like when you know your own region, your own area, then you know to the very deep, to the very detail of it, right? So it also works the same with that. If you have the fluency of English, and then you can just dive deeper into the research that you are looking for. You can use maybe the newest technology, because usually newest AI, newest technology are coming in English first. I mean, like, I think ChatGPT doesn't come with bahasa Indonesia in the first place. Does it? Yeah. So if you have the privilege of fluency, of that language fluency, then it will help you very much. Especially we are students, we are learning, we are studying, and we also often looking for research, right? So it will be very helpful for us if we understand and if we fluent in English.
the next 10 years, how will English skill become essential for Indonesian teachers who want to use advanced digital teaching and education tech?
Alright, education technology. That is not my field actually. I am an English literature student, but thank you so much for asking me this question. And but maybe I would like to know first, what kind of education technology that you guys from educators use?
Syifa, maybe?
Maybe I think is quizzes in
Yeah, quiz and also.
Maybe I use PowerPoint to presentation.
Oh yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, as a student, I also use that too.
Yes.
And yeah, having understanding English really opens a wide opportunity to improve our educational field. Actually, for instance, as a student itself, from student perspective, because I'm not an educator. As a student perspective, I use technology a lot too. And then, I'm sorry, what's the question again?
How will English skill become essential for Indonesian teachers who want to use advanced digital teaching tools and education
Alright,
tools?
okay, I'm sorry. Alright, so when it comes to that, as a student, I use a lot of technology too. And as a student, I also experience my educators using these technologies, like, they also make PowerPoints, which also use the technology of Microsoft and others. And then, we also have quizzes from Quizzes or Kahoot. And then I think using English, there will be more opportunities to develop our educational field. In English, there are a lot of research that hasn't been translated yet. And then if we try to look into it, if you want to study other countries' education system, we can try to look to the researchers, right? To the researchers. And then those research probably do not have any translation for Bahasa Indonesia yet. But when we are fluent in that, it will be helpful very much to improve it. And also if you are looking for material to probably some of them are also available in Bahasa Indonesia. But if you want to dig deeper, then English will be helpful because the sources are bigger than Bahasa Indonesia. Our country has a lot of people, but sometimes they come from another country and we just have to learn from them. And then lastly, I think the most important thing about it is that technology will be very developed in 10 years. I do not know what will it be, but AI comes very fast and then it improves very fast, and then it is also used English, and then most of the if the AI has problem or has new feature or technology in general, when it comes to that way, I think they will be announced, they will be shared in English at the first place.
Good closing sentence, Sis Yudara.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for discussion to our podcast today.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for your sis Yudara.
Yeah, thank you so much. Also, I am also thanking you guys for inviting me here. I'm very glad to have this talk with you guys.
So, to our college student listening today, English is not just grammar and vocabulary, it's a future investment.
And start smart, start today, and don't be afraid to speak. Thank you for joining our